This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, the time being 6 p.m. I'll call to order the Tuesday, July 14th, 2026 meeting of the Tilton Planning Board. Let the record show that all are here except for Christine Dembitsky, and she is away. Let's see. First on our agenda this evening is Planning Board Case 26-16, Gate City Development, 770 Laconia Road, a site plan at map R07, lot 09, resort commercial zone. And site plan, so there should be application in your packets.
Mr. Chair, this is a revision of the original site plan that they had last year.
Okay, I thought it sounded familiar and it looked, I didn't get down that way yet. So, thank you. So this will replace the existing site plan?
Yes,
Okay.
it will.
Yeah, you can.
Looks like the application is reasonably complete. Make a motion. Make a motion to accept it.
The motion, is there a second?
Seconded.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. So who do we have before us? Let's see. Oh, hi.
Deb
Right.
Parker.
Didn't want to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. I was,
You can go right to the podium, honey.
Okay.
yeah, you go right there. All right. So tell us what you want to do.
Okay, my name's Deb Parker, and I'm from Hines Septic Design Services. And I have tonight with me both owners of Gate City. So what we're proposing tonight is, and I do have a large copy. I don't know if you guys just have the small ones or not. Okay.
Is that these?
Yes. Yep.
Anybody want one?
Can I say one first?
This is perfect size right here. Fits right in
I'm
my.
not going to screw anything up if I just set this here. Okay. So what we're proposing tonight is an additional building in the back, which will be 40 by 60, basically for storage and things. What we'd like to do is really make it pleasing to people driving by, get things inside where we don't have tools and stuff outside. And then we're going to add a 64 by 26 building off the existing office building. Half of it's going to be a garage and half of it will be additional office space for the business. We're currently, once all this is done, we're at 21%, which is way under the 60% lot coverage that we need to do. We also have proposed, and they're back further than if you drive by today, the display models are closer to the road. We're going to push them back once everything is done. And we have 2 areas for just temporary storage. So if something comes in and the site's not ready, we're going to be able to set that there for just a temporary time until the site is ready, and that can be brought onto site and placed. It currently is serviced by a septic system. We're going to be hooking up to the sewer. So we have a existing well, which is located behind the existing building in the paved area. That will just have a manhole cover on it. Once it's done, we have 15 parking spaces, and we are in a resort commercial zone. And as far as drainage is concerned, we are using a easy flow drainage system. And what it is it almost looks like packing peanuts, and it's round, and you can stack them on top of each other. So we're going to use that to take care of the roof drainage and stuff on the new buildings. And we're also going to reutilize the septic system that's there now. So once we get hooked up to the sewer, That is still going to be in the ground. So we're going to divert all the roof drainage from the new office building and the proposed garage into that system so that we can take care of it. And then the pavement will be sloped towards the display models to take care of that, all the drainage going that way. So nothing will go out into the main road. That's kind of what it is in a nutshell. I'll answer any questions that you may have.
Where would the, excuse me, where is the snow going to be stored?
So I've got snow storage behind the proposed garage, and then we have some on the side. We've got plenty of room for snow storage.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay. And how tall are the proposed buildings?
They are, what are they, Jim?
The tallest, I believe, is under.
Oh, you have to be on the microphone, sir.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna come up.
Because the meeting's being
I don't have
recorded,
the
so.
building.
Yeah,
plans right
I
now.
believe the tallest is under 30 feet total.
And what's your name for the record?
Jim Dominic
Thank you.
And that's to the peak, right?
to the peak. Yeah.
It's essentially two buildings, correct?
Yes.
60 by 40 and
Yep.
64 by 28.
I was gonna say they're in red, but you probably don't have a colored.
No, I
print.
do. That's what I'm, yeah. There's two sections that are new.
I'm just gonna give you this. So that you guys can see a little bit better. Here's the color.
Is,
Existing building here now. So.
Right. Yeah.
is so back where it says existing well.
Yeah.
And it's like an open rectangle, for lack of a better word, and on the top left corner of it, that line is connected. Are those two structures connected?
No, that's the edge of pavement.
Okay, so it will be paved in between there?
Mhm.
Okay. Because it says a proposed paved line. And then, all right, I got you. I
It's
think,
going to be sloped away from the building.
Right.
yeah. No, I just want to make sure I get it. So there'll be no parking in there. It's just,
Right, driving through,
An
because there'll be
alley.
trucks and things, yes.
for lack of a better word, it's like an alley.
And so the overview one page, would I be correct in assuming that is the proposed garage?
I'm sorry.
The house.
Oh, you're looking at the structure, yes. Yes, yes.
You're going to lease these offices out?
No, it's for the business.
So it's not going to be a house. There won't be nobody living there, or there will be someone living.
No, it's all converted into office now.
I see you got a deck on the back and,
Well, it basically is a ramp
oh,
for
okay.
handicap accessible. Yeah, the building drawings are a little bit deceiving a little bit because it kind of shows it way up out of the ground. It's not going to be way up out of the ground like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Are these other two drawings the
Other
addition?
building.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. And that's the one that you have in your hand right there that you just showed me is that's going off the business, the office. As you can see that the ramp and the little deck. Yep, the one in your right hand, you just moved.
Yeah, that handicap ramp goes up to the office.
Right.
Yep.
Where's the handicap ramp start?
It starts in front of the existing building now and then goes up to a deck.
Well, I'm just looking at your pictures.
So right here. So this is the existing building, and that's going to be the addition, and that's the handicap ramp.
Yeah.
And that's the
I was just,
handicap parking
It's
is-
before the existing garage.
no, I know. I guess I'm confused because, and it could be just me, but in the picture here in overview one, it shows the ramp to the left side. Right?
I go.
And and your handicap parking. I'm just thinking of a person that might be in a wheelchair.
Yeah, can you just show me what you're talking about?
Yeah. So this is your
Mhm.
this is your front of the building. This is your ramp.
It's here.
Right. But I
Here.
lost the building. There it is. So where's that angled ramp
Right there.
on this picture?
Right there.
So so if you were in a wheelchair, you have to go around all these cars to get to the.
Gotcha. So we could move those over.
I'm just
Yeah,
thinking of
that makes sense.
I'm just thinking of a.
Move the handicap closer to the end of the ramp.
I laugh. You may laugh, but I just think
Yeah,
of those
switch
things.
those around.
Yeah, just. And all the lighting, is it downcast?
Yes.
That's just a matter of marking the parking. It's not a,
Oh, it's a little bit wider.
is it?
Handicap is parking is a little bit wider.
I was just thinking if I was in a wheelchair, and it's only because now I have two people in my house that are get the little tag, and I think of those things. So it's weird. It doesn't affect you until you need it.
Exactly.
If you're old like me.
I'm not saying that. You're
Is
not.
is the existing gravel driveway going to get paved, or is that going to stay gravel?
It's going to stay gravel for now. There wasn't any intention to pave it at this point.
So
So there's an existing paved driveway and
And-
then an existing gravel driveway.
Right, and
Okay.
so part of the gravel driveway will be paved. And you can see that with a solid line around it. And then the dash line is the area that will be gravelled.
now, when we had this parcel before us last year, I seem to recall that there was a question about the clearing of the trees, that they didn't leave a buffer. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. It was supposed to be like a 15-foot buffer or 20-foot buffer.
If I recall correctly, the only problem we had last year was that you didn't know what you were going to do with the property. And
Right.
so you said you would be back when you decided what you were going to do. And I assume that's why you're back. Otherwise, we had no problem with the property.
Okay.
Eric.
I just thought there was a question about it, that's all.
So I do see on the plans, just outside of the building setback line, it says proposed trees. So are you
Yeah.
planning on doing some kind of
Some planting out there.
screening?
It
type
just
deal?
won't be massive trees so that you can't see the display models as you're driving by, but there will be some plantings along the road, yes.
Is it going to be like arborvitae trees, like privacy hedge type thing, or just regular canopy type trees, I guess?
We haven't really decided. If you have some suggestions, we'll take it into consideration, but we just want to clean it up, make it pleasing, get some shrubs out there and make it look nice.
Are you guys going to be removing all of the slash, or has that already been removed from the property? Because I haven't driven by there in a while, but I know there was a lot of material there after the tree company came through.
So everything on this side of the power lines is going to get cleaned up for sure. On the back side, that may take a little bit longer over time, but the trees are already starting to grow up back there and underbrush. So
Good habitat for animals, anyways.
Right.
What's the capacity of the current septic system?
They're going to sewer.
We're hooking
Yeah,
to
but
sewer.
it says they're diverting something into the septic, right?
Yeah, just the roof drains.
Roof drainage.
Okay. Got it.
Would I be correct in assuming that the current septic system is still functional and has
Yes.
not
There's no
failed, as
problem
well
with
as
it.
the drain
That's
field?
correct.
It's just you're doing the work. You might as well connect on to sewer, or you may be required to connect on to sewer if they're running by now and they weren't when the building was built.
Yeah, we're going to dig it up once. Let's dig it up and do everything. And then let's just repurpose the septic system, which is fine, which is a stone and pipe system, to handle some of the drainage coming off the roof drains.
Because it's essentially acting as like a cistern or dry well at
At that point,
then.
yeah, because once you cut off the supply, which would be the effluent, would be the supply for the anaerobic. Once you cut that off, it will clean itself out. And it'll be like a brand new system all over again.
So just I got a little confused there. The easy flow drainage, that's going to flow into the public sewer, the town sewer, or is that just going to go flow into the existing leach
No,
field?
that acts like drainage.
Yeah.
When you put that in the ground, nothing's going to go into the sewer as far as
Okay.
drainage.
So it'll just kind of percolate into the
That's
ground.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, thank
Yeah,
you.
the soil is pretty good out there. So in the front area.
So that easy flow is only going to go for the new building, not for the existing.
Right, because we're gonna utilize the old septic to handle what would be coming off the old building and the new building over in that area.
Okay. Metal roof.
That's the 28 by 64, correct?
Yes.
And then the 60 by 40 will be the other system you're saying?
Yes, that's correct.
Is there any other questions from the board before I open to the public? No, we'll open it to the public at 6:17 p.m. Is there anyone here from the public about this case? Okay, please. Oh, you have someone behind you with a microphone. Please state your name for the record.
Really
and-
close. Oh, hi. Hi. My name is Lindsay Spanos. I am an abutter at 4 Murphy Lane, right across the street. I think this sounds wonderful. It sounds like a good project. I approve of all of it. My one question and concern, which Deb, I think you answered most of it by saying the modular units that are currently there are going to set back a little further.
Yes.
Will the public be going to the property to look at them as model units? Is that the plan?
Yes.
So I was hoping that you could take into consideration maybe dressing them up a little bit, like as if, the people were walking into their home, if it wasn't already part of the plan. Make them pretty is
Yeah.
part of the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the one thing I thought of was Reed's Ferry in Hudson, New Hampshire, and
Oh.
how beautiful each of those units look. And there's probably 50 on the roadside, but they look pretty to the eye. So for the people driving by.
Yeah. Once it's all cleaned up and pushed back and stuff, they'll be able to do things like that. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. That was my only comment.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone else here to speak? There's no one online, so we will close it to the public at 6:19 and bring it back to the board. Anyone else have any questions, discussion, proposals? Have you applied for a DOT permit?
We have it in your packet.
It is?
You also have the letter from the fire department also.
2024, they have the New Hampshire DOT. It's on your plan on the right-hand side there in your note. It's New Hampshire DOT driveway permit 345106663 dated April 17th, 2024, maximum width 20 feet. You see it on your plan on the right-hand side?
Oh, Oh,
next,
the 2026.
Do you
No, that's
see it?
lighting.
where it says
Oh, there it
building
is. Yeah, I see it.
setback 30 feet, just
Yep.
right at the end of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sometimes the glasses don't work as well as they should. Operator error.
I'll make a motion to accept it. Ensure that all state, federal, and local permits and conditions like stormwater, wetlands, site-specific permits, sewer and water are taken care of.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Were we going to make it a condition that the ADA approved parking is going to be moved closer to the ramp, or is that just what they're going to do by default?
I think it's just what they're gonna do. I just,
It's just, I didn't know if we needed.
I
to be a
just looked at it
condition,
and
That's
Yeah.
good.
and
that's
that
me.
That was
I'm-
my only question.
Technically, the space as it exists meets all the
Yeah.
requirements. But yeah, it's just when they have the stripers come out, they'll just say, do it here versus do it there.
He's gonna want a parking spot close.
To myself and also Gail. We are both handicapped and have handicap. So we're gonna want,
Well, you only have one space, so you're gonna be fighting whoever gets there early.
well, technically the garage around the corner.
Okay. I'm just,
They're employees, they
I-
don't count.
She's gonna win that.
okay.
Whoever has the better bumpers wins.
All right. The motion and a second, and there was a little discussion. Anything else? No? All right. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes at 6:22.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good
Good
rest
luck.
of the evening.
Good luck.
I'm gonna buy a house.
Next on your agenda is a conceptual. These folks are interested in purchasing 57 acres up off of Caleb Hill Road. It's rural agricultural. They want to turn it into a family plot into 6 subdivisions, and they would like you to take a look at that and see if you have any concerns, offer some advice, so on. The engineer is here, Mario, before they sign off on a purchase and sale, if you can help them out.
Just remember, we can't site plan, but we can look.
They can't offer a decision, but they can offer some helpful advice.
Still not even sure what we're talking about, but I'll figure it out pretty darn quick.
Behind Chuck Mitchell,
I thought Samberton was behind his house, so.
on the other side,
There's Caleb Hill Road.
if you want to be close to them, you can stay up there.
Whatever works.
I like standing far away.
Okay. Whatever works for you.
Hey, good evening. Oh, this kind of didn't work. How's that? I'd like to point to it. My name is Mario Focaretto. I'm with Daylight Engineering and Surveying. I'd like to start with thanking the board for having us on as a last minute addition to your agenda tonight. We are here for a discussion for a possible proposal of a subdivision off of Caleb Hill Road in Tilton. I'm here tonight with the client, Martin Shalom, which is back there. The parent parcel is tax map RO2 lot 13, and it's currently owned by Janet M. Suter Trust. It is a backland lot. Right now, it has no frontage on Caleb Hill Road. It is accessed through a 50-foot easement, which is through 402 Caleb Hill Road. The northern boundary of the lot is along the Samberton-Tilton boundary line, or town line. The lot is approximately 57 acres in size. The topography is rolling with peaks and valleys, some steep sections. The ground cover is wooded, hasn't been logged recently. There are some remnants of old logging roads in there. The hydrology of the site consists of intermittent brooks and wetlands throughout the site, and we'll go over that in a second. The lot is sloping from north to south, so all the drainage runs south. That's the lot, just a quick brief overview of what we're dealing with. This lot does have some challenges, but what we're proposing here is to utilize the existing 50-foot access off Caleb Hill and then continue a 50-foot right-of-way into the property. And what that would do is create frontage. The entire stretch from Caleb Hill Road into the property would be brought up to town standards, whether it be a private road or a local road, but either way, to town standards in order to qualify for the right-of-way. In the plan that I had handed out, so this is, Martin is still going through his due diligence here and he's trying to make a decision. He'd like to buy the property and he'd like to subdivide it so his children could live close and he can eventually age in place. That's the goal, but this lot is very challenging. And the first step was creating the frontage, which would be creating the roadway, and then creating the lots, which are all over 5 acres. It's the property is zoned rural agricultural. I think the minimum lot size there is 3 acres. They all exceed that. Even after deducting the wetlands on the plan, you'll see that I have deducted the wetlands, and I give you an upland area. That upland area is the countable land for the lot. So the challenges are not, do we have enough land to create 6 lots? What we are challenges with is the wetland conservation overlay district. So you'll see wetlands on the plan. I will note that we have not yet surveyed this property. The contours you see are a product of LiDAR. We found them to be very accurate, but we have not checked them yet in this case. But the wetlands shown are from a certified wetland scientist who had just mapped this just a few weeks ago. We were expecting to be some wetlands out there, and there sure is. It's all over the place. What you see in the shaded areas, the orange and the green, the orange is what is buildable, and this is according to the zoning ordinance. If a wetland is over 40,000 square feet, and since almost all of these wetlands are contiguous, it's all over 40,000 square feet, there is a 100-foot setback for a building. Furthermore, there is a 125-foot setback for septic. So you got 2 colors on there. You have the peach, that's where you can put a house without being by meeting the zoning ordinance. And you have the green, that's potentially where we can put a septic and still meet the town zoning ordinance. So we do have some buildable areas for each lot. There aren't any colors for lots 5 and 6. The wetland scientist has not finished the mapping, but we had enough to know that we had our hands full and we figured we'd come and talk to you. So what I'd like to do tonight, and again, thank you for having us at last minute, is kind of put this through its paces. He'd like to get 6 lots. That's what he wants for his family. In the event that we cannot get that, and I know you guys can't tell us definitively, and we're not going to hold you to anything, but just discussion. It's better to know now so he doesn't purchase this and we go through the whole thing. I will tell you what I found for some questions and issues, and then hopefully you guys find anything that I've missed on that. the first and foremost, in my opinion, I think this is the crux of the whole thing, is the length of the roadway. So in the subdivision regulations, section 7.6 R, roadway design standards, there's a table 2.0, and it reads the maximum length for a local or private road is 1,200 feet. The minimum length would be 500 feet. That's not a big deal until we go and look at the little asterisks, of
Is the
course.
1124 from Caleb Hill Road to the beginning boundary?
Yes.
Yeah, so the roadway, if this was created, it would be named, and the street name would be out here. This right of way would become one road. I'll read a section of this, just so we're very clear on how it's stated, and we can flesh this out. At the end of that table 2.0, there's an asterisk, and it says, dead-end streets shall not exceed 600 feet and terminate with a cul-de-sac. Planning board may waive length restriction on case-by-case basis. Under no circumstances shall a dead-end street exceed 1,000 feet in length.
So what do you're thinking that the dead end street is from the boundary to the cul-de-sac?
Nope, it was determined, Pat, we met with Pat just a few hours ago, which was very helpful, and I appreciate it. And she actually encouraged us to come here tonight. And I understand that she had reached out to town council with this determination, and it's been determined that the roadway would begin at the edge of Caleb Hill Road.
The intersection of a class 5.
So essentially what we'd be doing is before we started anything, we're effectively over the length of the allowed roadway.
Right.
And then we're going to propose that we're going to extend it 600 feet. That puts us well over, but I would like to also bring another ordinance to the board's attention. This is section 6.1-E in the subdivision regulations, and I'll read it. Where strict conformity to the subdivision regulations would cause undue hardship or injustice to the owner of the land, a subdivision plan in conformity with these regulations may be approved by the board, provided that the spirit of these regulations, public convenience and welfare may not be adversely affected, but only after a public hearing. Essentially, what it is saying, a subdivision plan substantially in conformity. So if we were to provide this plan that meets all of the dimensional regulations, all the setbacks, the wetlands and everything, so it's substantially in conformity, then the planning board has the right to approve it. So that reg holds equal weight. This is what I was doing when I was trying to, he asked me, hey, can we do this? So I'm battling the regs going back and forth, but that holds equal weight to the very clearly stated, no road shall exceed 1,000 feet. Very clearly stated.
What's the purpose of that?
My understanding of which?
Of why it can't exceed 1,000 feet?
So this is a common one and on many towns. And what I argue it, so I'm blue in the face, but it's been explained to me by many planners that the reason is if we were to build, let's say, a 1 mile road, and we would have put minimum lot size. So we're putting 60 homes. And a tree comes down and blocks the roadway. You're putting many people at risk. First, and that's why a lot of times when you have a large development, a fire chief will ask for secondary access. If there's a fire and the bridge goes out, we need to be able to get in. Give us another chance to get in.
Right.
So that's my understanding of the intent of that rule as applied by the towns.
This existing access that's there now, is that cleared all the way in? That's 50 feet wide?
I don't know that it's cleared.
724 feet?
It's cleared.
It's got asphalt all the way down.
Wow.
So the asphalt's like broken.
It goes to the edge of your boundary though, right? Yeah. Goes to the edge of the boundary.
It was interesting. I looked at the deed. So one of the parts of the due diligence is, hey, yeah, sure, there's an easement here, but does that easement state to a home? Right? What is the rights to that easement? And it was explicit for a roadway. There was no question that he has the right to put a roadway in there. So it was
It's an
concepted.
expensive
with that.
proposition, though.
Oh, yeah. That's our very first hurdle. And while we chew on that, I'll get to the second one.
No, it's not.
You,
So would it be a class 5 or a class
Yep.
6 road?
well, it's a class, well, it depends. If you leave it and just make it an existing access, it's a class 6 road as it exists now. If they upgrade it, it would be upgraded to a class 5 road.
Can I make
The-
a, oh, sorry.
He put a cul-de-sac in at the end in your mapping for turnaround. Years ago, there was Patricia Ann Drive. I don't know if everybody knows where that is. It's up off of
I do.
Lancaster Hill.
Mhm.
You understand where that is?
Yeah.
The fire department asked, that's a dead end street. And they asked specifically for a cul-de-sac at the end of that so that they could do a turnaround. So if you look at this on where it says dead end street shall not exceed 600 feet and terminate with a cul-de-sac. But we've been asked by the fire department to terminate with the cul-de-sac in the past for turnarounds for just that reason, for emergency vehicles.
I would think that would set a precedent, so that's something that planning,
You need to turn your mic on, Jane.
I thought I did.
There you go.
It's
There
all
you are.
right, you're good.
I said that's a precedent that's already been set, so I think the planning board could get around that, a cul-de-sac. That would be appropriate. The question would be, are you willing to upgrade the road?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's necessary in order to create the frontage. And just to go a little further on the class 5, class 6. Class 6 would be town-owned, not maintained. So I think when we were describing if it would be a class 5 or a class 6, currently it's acting like a class 6, but the ownership is not the town's. It's just not maintained. A class 5 would be to town standards. The road, the town has road standards. It's got to be so wide. It's got to have such a base. But it wouldn't only be a class 5 if the town was maintaining it. I believe this is going to be a private road. It'll be constructed in such a way that maybe it can be dedicated to the town for acceptance. But as of right now, through the discussions, it was going to be a private way brought to town standards.
Just as a FYI, going from a class 6 to a class 5, it's been a past practice of the Board of Selectmen only to accept a class 5 road if in fact there have been a designated clerk of the works, if you would, maintaining and monitoring the building of that road, somebody professional, so that the Board of Selectmen doesn't accept that road unseen. They know the building, they know the contours, they know the drainage, they know what's gone into that road to accept it as a town-maintained road. Just so you know that that's the process in which to go through.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And if I can add, I think you will, if you do that and have the clerk of the works, you will save yourself a lot of headaches and problems down the road.
I agree. Thank you.
So if it is a private road, does that mean they wouldn't get services and they'd have to sign an agreement with the town?
It's a class 5 road, they'll get services. It won't be maintained by the town.
The town's
They'll
not
do
gonna
the
come in and
plowing,
plow
they'll
it.
do all of that and so on and so forth, but they'll get emergency services because it's a class 5 road.
Okay, because
It's
I
a
know
fa-
there have been some
Class
other
6 is when
development.
you come into the waiver.
Okay,
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, because that would be my concern.
Right.
Is,
Yep.
not from the town's perspective, more so from the property owners, is if
Mm.
you buy land and it's a road where you can't get emergency services and you may not be able to get insurance, that complicates things. And
Right.
if you then have to increase the quality of the road to a class 5, that could potentially be cost prohibitive.
Oop, Need the microphone, sorry.
Oh, right there.
Our intention is to upgrade it to a class
You
5
need,
as
you
long
need
as
to
we're
state your
allowed
name,
to.
sir.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
Martin Schwam.
Thank you.
Do you need me to repeat the last
Yeah,
part?
please do.
Sorry. Our intention is to upgrade it to a class 5 road if we're allowed to do so.
So really the big question is the length,
That's
right?
that's
In
the
the
first
end.
big question.
That's the question.
Would he,
Well, that's something that they could get a variance for, though, correct?
I don't know, that's what I was just thinking.
It's waiver. It's not in the zoning ordinance. It's
Yeah.
fully in your control.
Oh,
Yeah, it would be. Pat, to go longer than the longer road, it's not a variance that they would have to get. It would be a waiver from the planning board, correct?
correct.
And I can double check on that for you.
I would be interested to see what other wetlands are. I mean, there's such a sharp cutoff, but
We expect, I can tell you what I expect. I think it's going to get quite wide down here. If you look at the contours closely, and I know I handed you a tiny map to look at this.
no, this is perfect. So
It-
for me,
If you look at the edge here, this is consistently, kind of a consistent slope where it has been mapped. I expect this to follow up and then tighten up top. And I'm also expecting a few fingers, similar to what you've got going on the other side. So the roadway is one of them. Another one is buildability. So just because the geometric standards or the dimensional standards, I believe, work, I can prove dimensionally that there is buildable area in each lot. But we got to make sure we can build these lots. So I came up with a slope analysis, and everything in red is greater than 35%. And although the town does not have any standards for that, doesn't say you can't count steep slopes, the fact is you can't put septics in these areas. So now we went from the green areas where we can put septics no problem to, okay, where in the green area can we put a septic? Will the state allow it? And I believe that this lot has no question. This lot has no question. This lot is tough. We do have enough area. Now we have to go out there, dig a test pit, cross our fingers that the soil also aligns. In the event that it doesn't, we're going to be in trouble. So there's a lot, this property has a lot of hurdles, but we're trying to take it logically so he doesn't end up with a piece of land that he can't do what he intends to.
Right.
So we will ensure, well, I will do my best to ensure for my client that if we create these lots, not only do they meet the town standards, they are actually buildable. And I think that he's doing a good job. He's jumped on hiring a wetland scientist. We mapped this. We don't have an application in. We're just checking to see if it's feasible. So he's got the interest of doing the right thing, going through the right avenues to do this. I made it clear to him that we will try to work with the land on the roadway and stay out of the wetlands as much as we can. That would allow us to go through the board without having a conditional approval of a dredge and fill. But every lot that we've created is going to require a dredge and fill to get to. So I told them we're going to create these lots, put the road in, and then when you go to develop that lot, you're going to have to get a building permit. It's going to need a dredge and fill. There are wetlands everywhere. You're going to have to deal with them. So that's another hurdle. We have to go to the Conservation Commission. As I understand, the chairman lives somewhere over here. So we have to convince him why it's a good idea that we're going to put 6 homes in here. So we have a handful with a lot of these to get this to go. Another oddity of this subdivision is something that most towns don't allow, but Tilton does, is a backland lot. So you'll see lots 5 and 6 here share only 50 feet of frontage. And they would share that access, that 50 feet per the zoning ordinance. And I'll read it. This is Article 7, Appendix C. And I know that you're not the ZBA, but just to let you know that we're trying to propose something here that meets all your ordinances. A backland lot used for residential purposes shall have a minimum of 50 foot of road frontage. What we have here. Or have an easement similar width such that the backland has private access to a class 5, which would be here. No 2 easements, et cetera, et cetera. Then it says no more than 2 backland lots can be accessed through any one easement. No more than 2. 1, 2, 1 access. Your ordinance allows for it. It is an odd lot, but in fact, it's the existing lot. It's a lot that doesn't have any frontage. It was legally created via an access easement. So buildability is a question. I think we can do it. We wouldn't create the lot if we can't. The roadway, that is, and then anything else I may have missed.
So not having finished wetlands with the Conservation Commission is going to be a big.
We would certainly finish that before the Conservation Commission.
I don't see how we can make a decision other than give him our opinion as a board
Right.
as to what we think we could accommodate with.
Yeah.
Was the rendering of a decision necessary for this? I thought this.
We
No.
can't.
We can't give a decision. It's just advisory.
We just,
Yeah.
Have you,
I think personally myself, I could get by the 1,000-foot issue there,
I,
provided we had something stated that you were going to put in a class 5 road and have a clerk of the works watch over it, make sure that when the town eventually does take it over, if we ever do take it over, that we're not going to run into any issues. But I think the 1,000-foot thing, I think I can get past that.
have you reached out to NHDES as far as wells, septic, dredge and fill? Because I would expect them to be the bigger roadblock in those areas.
I have done it. I didn't want to sound too confident, say I'm not as worried about DES. I did do research I looked at the wells in the area that what the yield was. Essentially, client, hey, can I get water? Well, let me check. Did anybody else get water? It's what you would expect. Some a little lower than others, but we saw that there's water available. Contamination, looked for that. There was one homeowner oil tank that spilled. Surface level DES is what I did. Just quickly, what are we going to run into? As far as a dredge and fill, I don't anticipate an issue. And I can say why. I'm a little hesitant. DES cannot deny you access to your land. If we as a designer or a homeowner, whoever is submitting the application, shows the state that they have gone to a reasonable extent to avoid these wetlands and to minimize them, as cross a brook at the narrowest spot. There is criteria to be met, but the state will allow you access to your land If not, it's a regulatory taking. But DES doesn't like to admit that, but that's the truth.
Right.
We will get it. Alteration of terrain, we're going to try not to trigger 100,000 square feet. They have a they have a regulation that allows for residential development, and it states that if you are bringing in a roadway and then developing the lots, right? First of all, I'm not sure that it's going to develop them all at once, but if I bring in the roadway and we bring it up to gravels, that is stabilized. And so long as this is residential alone, once the roadway has been stabilized, then it does not need to be counted towards the 100,000 square feet. So we're looking at 1,700 linear feet of roadway. This area, and this is where DES has
50 feet wide.
changed. Well, 24 feet with a shoulder. I don't know that we go the full 50 feet, but we're getting close. But 50
Does that go
times,
towards the 100,000 square feet though?
sure, until we stabilize it.
Okay.
And once it's stabilized, because it's a roadway for residential, we're now allowed to disturb up to 100,000 square feet elsewhere.
Okay.
Is that 100,000 square feet per lot?
No, per development. They do not. They're very keen on that because in the past people would say, well, my LLC owns that and my partner owns that land, so we're only disturbing this much here and this much there. And they're going to say, no, it's contiguous disturbance.
Yeah.
There's also a 10-year look back.
Okay, so it's not like you can do stuff with the boundary lines or the order of when you're creating
Right.
lots to stay under those limits.
They got good at preventing that.
I would also make sure you check with the fire department, because
Absolutely.
I don't know what they would require in terms of slopes to get a truck. I don't know how close they have to get a truck to a structure.
Okay.
And I know some towns around here have restrictions on how steep a driveway can be.
I was going to bring that to the chief tomorrow.
Yeah.
And get back to Mario and Mr. and Mrs. Schwaffel.
Plus, technically, the fire district is its own municipal entity,
Yeah, but
not
it's just,
part of the town, so they have their own processes and requirements.
the fire department here is its own village.
Tilton Northfield.
It's its own
Yes.
village district, so we have no say over what the fire department.
Their rules and regulations, they're separate.
Yeah, so they
What about the water department?
Separate too.
separate, also a separate municipal entity. But if you're
Village
doing
district.
well water, then
Welcome to
they
Tilton.
shouldn't
You don't have to worry.
be involved technically.
They're not, and I'm only asking for another project.
No, it's a separate entity in this village district.
They're like, what are we doing? We're not putting water.
Sewer also, by the way,
Is a separate than the water.
Yeah.
right? Sewer, even though it's next door to me, right here on the opposite side of the files, it's a separate entity with 3 commissioners.
Okay.
You like them apples.
It's a handful.
That's
Yeah.
a hurdle you didn't know you were going to have, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
you're doing work in one town, but you're dealing with 3+ municipalities potentially
Well,
on
if
the
they don't
project.
talk, then they can't all gang up on you, I guess.
is the town line really that straight? Like,
We haven't surveyed this.
On
Okay.
Samberton, yes.
yeah, it's,
On the
what's,
Samberton line, yes.
is this other corner, is that still Tilton or is that?
Yeah, yes.
That's
I
still
think
Tilton.
it
No,
makes
that's a
it-
different property. That's over by Pest House Road.
Okay,
There's a different property there.
Oh, the town line is only through this.
Right.
Okay.
That's
I think it
Samberton
makes
on
a
the
jog
top.
Somewhere out
yeah,
there.
I wasn't,
Right.
part of my head was thinking, oh, Franklin's on that corner.
May I ask a question?
You may.
Mario, have you seen the high density soil study for 5 lots or better?
Oh, so we should do site-specific soil mapping.
So, right, it says a high intensity soil study shall be prepared in accordance with the high intensity soil map for New Hampshire and standards and origins published by the Society of Soil Scientists of Northern New England The HIS shall be prepared and stamped by the soil scientists. However, large lots, any proposed subdivision plan which creates lots of more than 5 acres may request a waiver from the board from the requirement of the HISS. However, a sufficient area of the lot shall be HIS mapped to substantiate a single building lot. You don't have to go through it. If they're 5 acres or more,
Okay,
you can request a waiver from the board.
all right.
So if they were
That's that.
doing,
I appreciate it.
if they were doing 4 lots, they wouldn't need
33
it
and
at all,
34.
correct?
What's that?
If they were doing 4 lots, not 5 plus, then they wouldn't need to do it at all, correct?
If it's 5 or more
No, then they would
acres,
have to do
they
it.
can request a waiver. If it's 5 or under, 4 under, then they have to do it.
They have to do it.
Right. No, I'm talking about the number of lots.
5 or above.
Because okay, so is that at once though? Like if they did 4 lots,
It's a
and-
subdivision, so if they're subdividing 5 or more lots, which is what he's doing at once, you come to the planning board 5 at once or more.
right, but could
They're not going to
If-
build on them at once.
if they
If
did
the-
4 and then 2 years later came back
Nope,
and
they have to
divided
do
the
it all
lot
at
again.
once.
And it's just one.
Just once.
I appreciate that angle. Thank you.
Page 33, 34. The rest of it's on.
We got our hands full, as you can see. It's not an easy lot to do anything
No.
with.
There's some steep grades in there, so
There is.
Mhm.
I'm looking at the contours.
Mhm.
So
Roadway is going to be difficult in itself, I believe, and we anticipate ledge.
No,
Oh, yeah,
come on. There's no rocks in New Hampshire.
I know. Well, the soil type, NRCS soil type is, I forget the name of the soil, but if you look at the description, it is indicative of soils you would see with 4 or less feet of overburden over ledge.
Oh.
So we're expecting ledge to be right there. And then we want to,
Makes a good foundation.
yeah, that's true. And it,
Well, interesting.
I
Do you have any more questions for us?
feel like I've been, no, I don't,
So I guess I have a question for Pat if you want to think of more questions.
okay.
Given that if a plan for this property were to go before the Conservation Commission, would there be a conflict of interest and would members of that commission be required to recuse themselves? Because they would be abutters in that case, whereas typically they are not.
The answer, I cannot definitively answer that, but in similar cases, abutters have recused themselves because they've been abutters and sat in the audience as a resident and voiced their opinion. It's up to that abutter what they decide to do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the Conservation Commission is an advisory board,
Advisory
correct?
only, correct.
So their decisions or recommendations are
Recommendations to the
non-binding.
planning board, right, correct. Non-binding.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mario, just out of curiosity, have you hiked any of this?
I have not.
He has people for that.
My, for what it's worth, my employee lives in this lot. and he's bummed that he's losing his hunting ground.
There's two.
That's two. Said, Sean, you better not show up at the planning board meeting. But he's described it to me. It's been described to me as difficult land, pits
Yeah,
and
rugged.
mounds, wet. You can't do anything out there. You'll never get anything out there. But that's him saying, don't build in my backyard.
Yep.
Right.
And it is tough. We know that, and that's why we're here. And again, I thank you, Pat, for suggesting tonight, because we're up against it. This is not easy.
Good luck to the proposed owners. You got your work cut out.
I was hoping that they could get some of the answers. I figured with, 5 of you tonight, that they would get some type of answers. Hopefully it enlightened you a little bit as to which direction you should be going in or not. We shall see.
So just given that the property is in the rural agricultural area, does that mean no commercial activity of any kind? Or because I'm just,
Yeah. You can have farming, and there's lots of rural agriculture. You can have a lot of things going on in that area.
okay,
I mean,
like
it's not gonna.
They could have lots of chickens laying eggs.
because my thought, worst case scenario,
You can have
something happens
greenhouses and
via
things like that. Yeah.
DES or something like that is,
You can have a home
are
business.
there potentials to, utilize the land in some other way, renting it as like a hunting area, or renting it as, for, ATV trail, just something, so it's not, worthless land, I guess, if DES says no at some point to something.
Now you could.
Well, you haven't purchased it yet, right?
Outdoor recreational activity.
Okay, so they,
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it'd be a zoning board.
Yeah, that would
If
be.
there was a change or they-
Yeah.
it's interesting.
You have a childcare facility. You board dogs.
Moose.
Yeah.
If the bears don't get them.
I think overall the board would be willing to work with you guys and,
Yeah.
Excellent. We'll do our best to make that defendable.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Was 6 lots just a random number, or was it? Okay. I was just curious. That's all.
So one thing to consider if the number of lots becomes problematic for one reason or another is single family residences are now allowed one attached or detached ADU by right. There's the potential that could increase to 2 or more in the future, just because the state was trying to pass 2 by right before the 1 was approved. So you could potentially end up with, more than 1 housing unit per lot, and you could potentially end up with multiple housing units on this, a shared well or septic. So that's, some potential creativity if the wetlands prevent you from, creating, a lot and putting a single family home on it, but you may be able to, have a larger lot and use, the septic for the main home to, supply a secondary single family residence.
The other idea also that's permitted in there is multifamily, which is a duplex on one lot, or a cluster development, which is, we have one up here off of School Street, which is a road with several close buildings all in one area. So if if you have one or two lots that are unavailable and you still want that lot and you want that availability, you can build that road going in at, and then have the development go around that road, Mario. I mean, cluster development is in rural agricultural approved. It's already approved thing. I mean, it's not ideal because you want your boys to have the space and, their own thing, but it's not an ideal situation. But is it second best?
Yeah.
It's up to you to determine that.
Got a lot to think about.
Yeah, and there are some.
But we'll work with you regardless.
Yeah, I think this board would, knowing the board, they're not gonna say no or yes or no or maybe.
Yeah,
But I think for us, we're going to continue the due diligence, let Martin make up his mind. In the event that this moves forward, I will further the plans and would like to meet again for another conceptual, but next time with the real deal. So you guys get to see it before we submit for the final go and work with us or work against us, figure it out and try to come up with something.
Oh, sure.
Pat, so per the state law changes this past year, people can now build residential housing in commercially zoned areas.
Right.
So
Just got passed. and signed.
there may be other large parcels of land that are currently zoned commercial that may be an easier path forward developmentally wise.
Does the board have opinions on?
We can't prevent it,
We don't
is
have
my
one.
understanding.
Right.
We can't prevent someone from purchasing commercial property and using it to build residential homes.
The board, foreshadowing, the board doesn't have any issues with that?
No,
No.
I don't know why he's bringing it up, but
This is a rural agriculture. This
It would-
piece that we're discussing.
With me, it'd be
is
depending
rural
on where it
agriculture.
is.
But-
Like, you're not gonna go in the industrial park and build a house.
No.
I mean, you may be able to legally do that, but I would be
wouldn't
against
recommend
it
it.
personally.
I think I know where you're talking. So. Seen a lot of cars there this week.
Yeah. Big things, I think.
There's a lot of, there was a statement not too long ago that there's no land in Tilton to develop. And since I've been here,
Yeah.
there's not a moment free time here because there's all kinds of building and people are finding land to build.
Yeah.
There's still a development up here off of School Street, 49 acres. So they don't know what they're going to do with that. So
Well, did that come off the market?
no,
No,
Okay.
still up there.
Well, I think this board would be workable.
Well, that's it for me.
Great.
thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Really appreciate your time again.
I'm kind of
Absolutely.
excited just to see what the rest of the land looks like, just because I'm curious like that.
Oh,
All right.
Thank you for all
Thank
the
you.
effort you put in.
Yeah. At the end of this process, you'll have no hair.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got next? So minutes.
Minutes approval.
Huh?
That's in, cases.
Oh, we have no more cases. That's it. It's been interesting. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Let's see, next on our agenda is the minutes of June 9th, 2026. Everyone should have them in their packet. So everyone had a chance to review.
Making a motion to accept as written.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Is there anything else that needs to come before this board? Entertain any other?
I'd like to thank Eric for trimming the shrubs on the corner of his property.
I didn't do it.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Not debatable. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned at 7:10.
What did Eric do to the farm?